Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Connor Rhodes from slimsociety.co.uk once again, and always, hello and lovely to see you again. I am fine, thank you for asking. How are you? Leave me on a comment, leave me on a question. Today we are going to be talking about macro targeting, macro counting, why this sucks and why it's pointless. The first thing I would like to say actually is that if your personal trainer or nutritionist, if you're watching the camera, I'm finger wiggling towards the camera for sarcasm, if you're nutritionist, or Googlings of the internet, or what your friend at the gym who's got big biceps tells you to macro count, this should be a red flag. This should be an alarm bell should go off in your mind after watching this video that this person doesn't really know what they're doing and they're focusing on the wrong things and they're trying to get you to too. So don't let your personal trainer or quote unquote nutritionist, don't let them force you to macro count or set macro targets, and if they start doing this kind of stuff, you just need to start moving away steadily and politely from this individual and just find someone better and smarter and more updated, because it's not 1985, is it, with carb counting? Like, what else are we doing? Low and high GI? No, come on, let's be real. Let's be real. It's not 1985, is it? We're doing updated, it's the 21st century. Let's get with the time, shall we? So what about macro targets then? And why does it suck? I suppose I've got basically 3 points. The first one is it's pointless. That's the first point. It's that the macro targets have no flipping point, and I'm going to explain why. The second one is that it's way too difficult for absolutely no reward, really. Because like I said, point number one was there's no point. Number two is that it's really flipping hard to do though, you know. So it's a lot of effort and a lot of goal focusing and time and control and focus. You have to put a lot into this to get nothing out of it at the other end. And my third and last point is there's flipping better shit that we could be doing. There's better stuff that we, sorry for swearing, there's better stuff that we could be doing. There's much better things that we could be doing, and I'm going to go into those. So why is it pointless for a start? Okay, in fact, wait, let me explain to you first what is macros, because another reason it should be a red flag is that if someone's talking to you about this, even if you've got to this point and you're thinking they have been talking to me about this, but you still don't know what it is, that's because they're using fitness slang on you. Why do you like these videos? It's because you understand what I'm saying. It's because I don't talk to you in nutritional jargon and fitness people slang. Do I? I talk to you like you're an actual person. It's me to you. It's a good old-fashioned conversation. So macros is short for macronutrients. That means big nutrients. Macro means large, nutrient means nutrient. But what are the big nutrients? It's protein, it's carbs, and it's fats. Technically, it's also alcohol, but we'll just leave that to the side for the moment because we're talking about food here today. So it's your protein, carbs, and fats, okay? Out of these three, do you know the only one that makes any difference independently to the others is the protein? If you've got fat loss goals, fitness goals, health goals, longevity goals, anything like this, protein's a good place to be. It's good to get a good protein intake. It is. I suppose the terminology, a good protein intake, would indicate that it's good. Through my own naming, through my own flipping description of it. Eh? Why is it good? Protein keeps you fuller for longer. It builds things inside your body. It builds and protects your muscle mass. It helps to create and manage your hormonal profile. It boosts and creates your immune system as well. And it also boosts your metabolism by a decent amount that's worth it to do. People with higher protein intakes have faster metabolisms. You can boost your metabolism, literally. Everybody can. Everybody who can eat protein, like even if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, just find vegan, vegetarian proteins. Boost your metabolism by eating more of it. This is excellent. What do carbs and fats do? Well, carbs are technically optional in your diet, like you could do a keto diet. Highly debatable if that's a flipping good idea. Comment below if you think that it is. I'll debate you. Let's go, I'd love to. Keto diet. But you don't die on a keto diet, do you? Proving that carbs are technically optional for survival. Really? What do they do? The foods that have carbs often bring in with them good fibers and vitamins and minerals, but that's not technically the carb part of it. The carb part of it's just energy, isn't it? It's not a bad thing. It's just calories, it's just sugars. What's that? Energy. What else? Not much, is it? Not much, it's just energy. It's just calories. What about fats? Well, dietary fats, you actually need a little bit of those for survival. If you eat no fat, you'll actually die. Not now. It won't be now, okay, but eventually, theoretically and hypothetically, things will go south. It's because of hormone and vitamin transport around the body. If you have no fats, you'll have no hormone and vitamin transport, and then you need vitamins and hormones to be places inside you and to do things. Otherwise, it'll go south. So you need a bit of dietary fat, which us in the Western world, which I don't really like that term, to be honest, because only half and half makes sense. But you know what I mean, don't you? Western. I didn't coin it. It's just, I'm just the messenger, okay? It's just, you understand what I mean, don't you? We don't often have an issue with eating too few fats. That's not really a problem you're going to come up against. We have an issue with eating too many dietary fats because dietary fats has got the most calories than anything else. There's 9 per gram. Every 1 gram of fat, 9 calories. They rack up. Which way? Rack up. You can stack them high with the dietary fat calories, and then this causes overweight and obesity, and then this causes downstream issues, doesn't it? So dietary fats, we usually get too much, not too little. So you don't really have to worry about that, to be honest. Any fats above the minimum that you need for like your actual bodily functions, what does that do? Not much, just calories again. It's slow. Okay, carbs are fast energy, fats are like a slower type of it. Okay, what does that make a difference? Not really. It's mostly your preference. What does it do for health to change like your carb to fat ratio? Nothing. There is some very specific individual situations where you might look at how many carbs somebody consumes, you know, like type 1 diabetics and stuff like this. But if you're just a person with fat loss or fitness goals, even in type 2 diabetics, you don't even have to look at carbs and sugars, and we're not doing low GI and high GI, and we're not doing dietary fat counting, you know, stuff like, it's not, these are old school methods, and it's not that it's not effective, it's just not the most effective thing. It's just a lot of work and a lot of effort for literally not much reward. So the fats, they're just calories, it's just energy, which is good, we need that, but then the carbs, it's just energy. So does it matter whether you have more, faster, or not really? Not even if you're an athlete, not even if you're, you know, even if you've just got fat loss goals. Some athletes like high fat, some athletes like high carb. It's just your preference, literally. So if somebody's telling you that you need to be playing Tetris with these numbers, trying to count these 3 variables of different numbers, this has got this many carbs and fats and protein, this has got this many, and then you're trying to Tetris these together in a live game day by day to fit them in perfectly to achieve these 3 flipping target numbers. Maybe they've given you a calorie number on top. Oh my God, what are you talking about? This is not going to work, is it? This is really, really difficult, and it's not really having any advantage. Protein, again, good. Eat more protein, probably a good idea. Carbs and fats, though, it's up to you. It's up to you. Don't have loads of all of them, because then that's too many calories. You've got to take some calories out of somewhere, but where you take, it's up to you. It's what works best for your health, your mental health, what foods you like to eat, what works best for your stomach. You know, it's just preference. So fiddling about with these numbers, if they've given you a carb to fat ratio, if they're using percentages, fuck off. I mean, just really, what are we doing? We're making things difficult for people. That's my point number 2, literally, is that it's really difficult, like the Tetris game, for no benefit. It's not really helping at all, except for the protein, but just eat more protein. That's not the same as flipping macro targeting and counting and achieving. It's more goals for you to focus on when fat loss is hard enough as it is for very little benefit, and it's more goals for you to fail. And then when it goes wrong, this is going to damage your self-esteem again, because you're going to think, oh, well, this sounds new and exciting, this macro targeting, maybe I can do this. You, being innocent, not knowing that it's flipping goddamn difficult and pointless, you start doing it, you think, maybe I can do this. And then when you can't do it, not your fault, you're going to think, oh, it's me, I failed this diet, that diet, the other diet, now even this, I can't do anything, maybe I'm screwed for life. And this starts to damage people's self-esteem and give them the wrong picture. It's just people setting you stupid goals. Just every program, they're just all setting you stupid goals. It's just, you know, it's not your fault, I promise. You've just not found the way that works for you. You keep trying to copy ways that have worked for other people, rather than trying to find your own. We help people find their own way. It's a different game. Anyway, I've only got 1 minute left on the video. So it's just more goals and way too difficult. My last point for the last minute is there's better things you could be doing, okay? Your 4 most effective fat loss tools for a start. Number 1, calorie intake management. That's manage the amount of food into the face. This is number 1 tool of effectiveness. Number 2 is walk more, not macro targeting, counting carbs. No! Stop it counting carbs, counting fats, percentage rates, stop it. Walk more, flipping heck, 10,000 steps per day. This boosts your metabolism on average more than anything else in the entire world. For every single person, if you can walk, you should be. It helps, come on. Number 3 is exercise. Number 4 is eat more protein. And then you've even got things like meal frequency and timing. Like some people don't need to eat breakfast, they're doing it out of habit and it's pushing their calories up. Some people do need to eat breakfast because they're eating so low calories in the middle of the day that it's causing them to binge later. So even messing about with people's meal frequency, higher, lower, more effective than macro targeting. Anyway, I have to go. Thank you so much. Don't do it, people. Do the right things instead. Do those other things that I just listed. Rewind the video. Thank you so much. Connor Rhodes from Slum Society. Contact me if you want or need help. Speak to you and I'll see you again soon.